Happy game day, everybody. We got Ravens-Browns, AFC North matchup. Again, kind of crazy. It's only the Ravens' second AFC North game this year, and it's also their second game against the Cleveland Browns. Regardless, it is a big game no matter what because you are still under 500. But you got a chance to get back there for the first time since week 2 when you beat them last. A little bit of reminder, we will be live today for Baltimore versus Cleveland. So to make sure I know you're going to be there, hit that thumbs up button to RSVP. I just need to get a little bit of a head count. I need to know how much guacamole to make. I need to know how much punch to order. So hit that thumbs up button. You're going to be joining us later today for Ravens versus Browns. The last time you played this team, it was heavily in your favor. You won that game 41-17 in M&T Bank Stadium. But if you remember, and if you go back to week 2, it was a little bit closer than I would have liked it to be at halftime. And then you just kind of pulled away and dominated the rest of it. When you talk about scouting, Cleveland, they're sitting at 2-7 right now. They're dead last in the AFC North. I think their chances to win the AFC North are at like plus 30,000. They're just coming off a loss to what many were saying was the worst team in football against the New York Jets. Kevin Stefanski did mention that he is still rolling with Gabriel this season. They do have a top 5 defense in the National Football League. So there's that. But that should tell you just how bad their offense is. And they've got Myles Garrett. That's a big reason why they've got that top 5 defense, and that's really all I've got to say. He's probably the best defensive player in the National Football League, although I do think Kyle Hamilton is closely behind him. This game is massive for the playoffs. Every single game is massive for the playoffs for the Baltimore Ravens. You win this one, your chances to get into the playoffs, they go up to 81%. And depending on the result from Cincinnati, Pittsburgh today, you might be on top of this division. Right now in the playoff picture, you are currently out of it. Not far out of it. You're in the hunt, but you are not a top 7 seed in the AFC. The only way you get to a top 7 seed in the AFC is if you win. Just win, baby. That's all you got to do. And frankly, that's really all I'm focused on for the rest of this season. I don't care if it's against the Browns, the Jets, the Steelers, the Patriots, the Packers. You just got to start winning football games like you've been doing for the last 3 weeks. My keys to victory. Number 1, we're going to start on the offensive side of the football. You got to be balanced, okay? You have to be balanced when you play the Cleveland Browns because, especially when you look at the last time you played them, you weren't. Derrick Henry had one of the worst days in his career. 11 carries, 23 yards, 2.1 yards a carry. Didn't find the end zone either. I mean, this Browns rush defense was amazing against Baltimore, and they've continued to be amazing for the rest of this season. If you look at them, they are best in so many statistics across run defense. Yards per play, yards per rush, 3.6 first. Stuff percentage. So any tackles that happen at or behind the line of scrimmage, 23.3%. Number 1. Expected points added per rush, negative 0.22. Number 1. This team's elite when it comes to stopping the run. They're good at a lot of things they do defensively. And this offense operates so much better when you can run the football consistently, when you can be balanced offensively. A lot of that goes to Derrick Henry, but a lot of that goes to the big boys up front if they're going to be able to push guys off their block, which they weren't able to do last time you played Cleveland. Felt like every time Derrick Henry got touched, it was at or behind the line of scrimmage. What's your score prediction for Ravens versus Browns? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll have my score prediction. The very last thing we do in this video will be that. So make sure you stick around to hear mine. But before you hear mine, I want to hear yours down below in that comment section. Key to victory number 2. You got to continue to create turnovers on defense, and there's a reason that Malachi Starks is pictured on this listicle because he's had back-to-back games of interceptions. Had his first career one 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins. Had another one last week against Minnesota, and I need that to continue. The good thing is you're playing a quarterback in Gabriel that has struggled this season. His completion percentage is under 60%. He's thrown 2 interceptions in the 7 games he's played. He started only 5 games, 2 interceptions in 5 starts. That number makes me believe that there could be another interception coming pretty soon for the young rookie quarterback. And he hasn't thrown a ton of picks, even though 2 isn't a small number, but he has a very high turnover-worthy play percentage. Basically, that's what percent of your throws could have resulted in a turnover or were likely to result in a turnover. It sits at 4.6, third highest in the National Football League. You got to turn this guy over, okay? And since the bye week, this defense has been doing just that. They've been solid. They've been really damn good. 21 quarterback hits, 10 forced turnovers, including on downs. You picked off J.J. McCarthy twice. You picked off Tua Tagovailoa. Only 3 touchdowns allowed. I need to see them continue to stack days, and they're going to have an opportunity to do it against one of the worst offenses in football, against Dylan Gabriel. Okay? So, that's going to be imperative. Another thing that's imperative is you guys taking advantage of our sponsor, downloading the PrizePicks app, using code CLNS. You get $50. All you got to do is play $5. The high, flying, and hard-hitting football action is even better with PrizePicks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the power play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Here's my PrizePicks lineup for today's game against the Cleveland Browns. Give me the more on Derrick Henry, 3.5 yards on his first rush. Love that one. Super exciting. I think Keith Mitchell's going to find the end zone for the first time. So give me more on half a rushing touchdown or receiving touchdown for him. And I feel like their offense, Cleveland's, is going to stall out a lot. So give me more than 1.5 field goals made for their kicker. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Another key to victory, you got to be able to convert on third down and short. There were stark differences in this in the first half and the second half of the game against Minnesota. And it's been a problem all season long, okay? The Baltimore Ravens are dead last in third down conversion percentage on runs of 3rd and 2 or less. Now, I get it. That's a very niche statistic, but it means a lot, especially when you got a running back in your backfield like Derrick Henry. I don't think it's because of Derrick Henry. I think it's because of this offensive line, who can't seem to get any type of push on anybody because of their 2 interior guards. Now, like I said, stark differences in the first and second half of that Minnesota game. Todd Monken was in his bag in the second half. There were multiple 3rd and shorts that the Minnesota Vikings won defensively over Baltimore in the first 30 minutes of that football game. But in the last 30, Todd Monken, he started showing out. 3rd and short against Minnesota in the second half. There was one. Andrews went under center, which is the common tush-push formation for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson was in a tailback, and he pitched it to Lamar. First down on the play. Lamar was in the shotgun. Derrick Henry next to him. Direct snap to him, and then automatic sweep left with a couple of pulling guards as well. First down, Baltimore Ravens. And then there was one where Lamar Jackson was under center, and then, for like what's seen the first time this year, fullback dive, Patrick Ricard. Guess what? First down as well. I've given you multiple. What is your biggest key to victory against Cleveland? Give me one and make it a good one. Give me one of mine. You might agree with me. Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. 2 more keys to victory. Number 4, protect the quarterback. This one is going to be massive. Engage, before we get in that way of three, can you show those Daniel Falele pictures from Lamar Jackson getting absolutely smoked against Minnesota? We showed this on a video earlier in this week, but I just think it is so perfect to see what Lamar Jackson's having to deal with when it comes to Daniel Falele. First, here's him just looking to go give somebody a big bear hug instead of being actually active and getting his hands on somebody. But this is more of what I'm talking about, okay? Him one-on-one with Dallas Turner. Right here, it looks like he's in really good position until Dallas Turner just goes ahead and gives him a rip move that gets him on his toes, out of position, leaning forward, arms fully extended, and then that almost gets Lamar Jackson killed. Absolutely drilled. And you're going against a front in Cleveland who is really, really, really talented. Okay? This pass rush, this season, their time to pressure 2.51 seconds. It's best in the NFL. It takes them 2.5 seconds to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks. 27 sacks on the year. A quarterback pressure rate of 37.2, top 10 in both those statistics as well. So it's up to this offensive line to give this quarterback a clean pocket. Give him time to throw, time to deliver these footballs, and just get Myles Garrett off his back. And the final thing, finish the ball game. Okay? Finish the ball game, man. This thing is so important. Whether you're playing a team that is equally as talented as you, or whether you're playing a team that's not. I don't care, frankly. It's the National Football League. You can lose any game you play on any given Sunday. You got to be able to finish these opponents out. That means when you're up, and it seems like this thing is almost done and dusted, still play to win the ball game. Don't play not to lose. Slam the door, put the nail in the coffin. I think Baltimore's going to do that. My score prediction, 31-7. Give me the Ravens over the Browns. I think you roll them just like you did last time. Your defense is so much better than last time you played this team. Your offense just feels like it's clicking even more than it was earlier in this season. So give me the Ravens, 31-7 over Cleveland. I think you get your second win in the AFC North. And depending on what happens today, Pittsburgh, Cincy, it might be tied for first place in the AFC North. That's going to do it. Make sure you got me followed on socials, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on both platforms. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because, hey, we'll see you later.